Okay, so after some trouble installing RIDE and using RIDE, now we have the RIDE installed. So we're going to see first we're going to see the options. Let's start by trying to create a desktop shortcut. We have here in Tools, we have Create RIDE Desktop Shortcut. Let's see if it works. Yeah, we have one. And another thing, we're going to close RIDE and we're going to try to run it from the desktop shortcut. RIDE will memorize that this file was opened. Here it will appear here as the number of files that we have, and the top file is the one that is going to automatically open. Okay, let's exit. We can exit by menu or Control Q. We'll see that. Okay, so here we have the shortcut. I don't like it. It doesn't show like it should. So let's see the properties of the shortcut. Okay, so somehow it doesn't show the correct icon. Anyway, let's see if it works. Double clicking the shortcut. Yeah, it worked. Well, it's supposed to open this documents folder. Invalid. Ah. This is a special directory, so it is invalid. Yeah. Okay, so we can create a new project. Yeah. Let's try to create here in the root. Okay, I defined a new directory in the root of the disk, and now I'm going to create a new project, which is let's say it is a directory again. We click like this and we set a name. Call it basic examples. So we will have a test suite named basic examples, and as you can see here it would create init.robot file that when we have test suites for the whole directory, it creates this empty, or it will create it will learn how to have some settings in this init file, and we have here the option to be a task, and to select the language that we'll have. But for now, let's try see if this works, because this directory does not exist. So RIDE should create these directories. Let's see if it works. If not, that's another issue to create. Yeah, I need to improve this. So this is another bug. I will need to to solve. Parent directory must exist, so write could well create it. Okay, so let's see what can we do. We can open here. No, this is a model. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can click on the menu. No. And let's see if I create a file, it will give me the same problem. Let's see. Yeah, it does. Okay. Gonna cancel. Let's leave it for now. So there's an improvement to do. On write to create the directory. Still working on it. Nice. That's it, and found a different thing. So I'm gonna create here the directory manually, and done. Okay, now we have the directory. Let's try to create the file. New project. It's really weird. Again, I'm going to create here a basic example, and I'm going to say it is a basic example, plural. Basic example is a directory. Let's see how we go. As you can see, it will create a new directory with the init inside. This time it worked. So we now have the test suite created, empty test suite here with no settings, and now we can right click on this project explorer and we can create a new test suite. Again, a test suite can be a directory with more test suite files. Can be a test suite file with test cases. So this may be confusing because we call it test suite. Suite is a set of test cases, and they can be in different files or they can be in the same file. This is new. Lost connection, I don't know why. Wow, amazing. Yeah, here we are, and we are going to create, let's create a file. So, basic example, operating system. No? Am I typing? No. No? No, I lost the keyboard? Oh, come on. This is impractical. Oh, impossible to work like this. Come on. Cancel works. Okay. new suite. It will be operating system. No, it's not typing. Yeah, it types. Maybe no. I don't know why. Well, we just need to type operating. See, it's like this, just like this, and we'll create the operating system .robot test suite. Now we have a blank file with operating system. See that it capitalized the title case. And yeah, next step is to create a test case. Now we can create a test case here, or user keyword, or variables, or whatever. Okay. My keyboard is not working here. I wonder why. No, it doesn't work. Oh, this is impossible. Okay, so name. List files, and OK. And here we have the first test case. OK. Since I want to use the operating system, I will start by importing the operating system library. And here we have add import library. It would be nice if the keyboard was working. Type or browse. And it's not. Okay, so I type operating system. As you can see, it's from the standard library, so it already knows exists under that name. Okay, click enter, and it's done. Library operating system. So we go back to the test case, and the test case says is going to list files. So let's try to list files. I don't remember how to list files, so let's try to type list. My keyboard is not working. This I have to change the keyboard, so I go to different list files in directory. Okay, that could be list files in directory. As you can see, we have the names of the keywords, and then we have the documentation. If you click the documentation, it will come out and stay in this window, the documentation. And we lost connection again. So strange. Well, okay, so from this library, operating system, and it has mandatory variable argument, that is the path where we want to see to list the files, and other options. We can have a wildcard for the pattern that we want, and that returns the absolute path or the relative path. So okay, if we do execute this, we have here an error missing. It's telling which is the missing argument is the path. Yeah, I know. Okay, so I tried to type here the current built-in variable. No, somehow. And I typed the current dir. Okay, it's there in the list. Current dir. The current dir is current directory is where the test case exists. So this is this returns a list of files. Okay, since it returns a list of files and I'm not selecting where to store that, I will need to add a variable. So let's try to run like this, just like this. And I click here the button here in the run tests, or press F8 is the shortcut key. I'm gonna guess. So I got this warning. Okay, there are unsaved modifications. Want to save yeah. And then next time I want to prevent this to appear and already save as soon as I type. Okay. I'm going to increase the size because the vertical size. This moved the window. I didn't want to move the window, but it moved by itself. I don't know why. Oh, again. Now it shrinked instead of increasing. That's nice. It's all messed up. I want to increase. We have here cancel and cancel, and we'll do that later because this is really mystery where the icon is. Now it's expanded too much my shit. Patience. I didn't want that. This is doing things that I don't want. I am the human and I want to rule this computer software, so okay, so it executed and it passed. And here in the message you say what listing contents of directory, where it was. So it was the current directory that we had. Okay, and it was one file, and the file that we created, operating sys.robot. Okay, but probably the goal would have to save this. Yeah. So next time I want to save immediately the file and run. So you won't ask me to no, keyboard is dead. It's amazing. Okay. I'm going to use a different keyboard. So this time I'm going to add a variable. I can simply have a shortcut that it is Control 1 to create a variable, a scalar variable in this case. Control 1, and there we have the dollar symbol and the curly braces created. So I want to say this is my files. Then I could just do some spacing. I'm using 4 spaces. I could just do the spacing, but I like to have the equal sign because this is assignment. And yeah, to add the spaces that I need, I just press the tab key, and the tab key will add duplicated cases in this case. So, but let's see if it works here. Clicking the apply changes if it corrects the spacing. It did correct the spacing. If not, we will have. So next line, I press again tab just once, and I'm going to show what to do with the files. So I can just log. I'm going to log the file in the outputs, and I'm going to say files. I don't have autocomplete here. It's not working because you would need to know that the previous line would I could yeah. The system would need to know that the previous line defined the variable files, and I will do that in the future. For now, I just select the word and press again Control 1, and it fills the variable. Now I press Tab because I want to see an option. The options, we can see the documentation here by clicking not that. Clicking the keyword that we need, and we press Control. Press Control, and then we detach the documentation. So here we have the documentation, and I want to show you that console equals false. Okay. I can copy and put here console. By default it is false, but I want to make it true, so I want to see it also on the screen. Okay, so I can close the documentation, and we can press F8 to run. It will save and run the test. F8. I pressed F8. And there we have. And you see here the operating system robot. It is inside of square brackets or brackets, and because it's a list, the output is a list. It only has one element, the list, but it is a list. So it outputted to the screen, and we see it also in the log of the system, the output of Robot Framework. Okay, here we have the steps. Yeah, this is it. Okay. close, minimize. Okay, let me show you one thing. This was not really a test, so we can change this to be a task. That's, instead of being test cases, we can say it is a task. Again, this is another thing that I would need to have autocomplete task. Okay, let's see if it works. Just press F8 again. Let's see. There was a yellow thing here. Ah, okay, yeah, because I only have one task, and my brain say I only have one task, so let's write task, and really we should type tasks. Okay, let's correct this. We should really use the plural. Okay, tasks, and press F8. Yeah, no warning this time. Okay, and done. Now if we go to the editor, and we open here the settings, doesn't see anything, and we go to the top of the test suite. Let's see if we do see any changes. Yeah, you see test setup, test tear down, and this is not correct. It should be task, because now is a task. Okay, so let's do another thing. Let's open this file. I did double click the file, and it opens that file. But I want to show, what I want to show is the opening of a directory or folder with this. Here, open directory, and I want to open the previous directory in the root of the PC. And we have here the robot tests. Okay, so I select this folder. Select it, and it's loading the test data. And now we have the main directory called robot tests with the test suite. It's another directory named basic examples, and you can see here. Okay, and I'm going to show you one bug that I call it a bug that was fixed in this version, but not okay. This is not what I wanted. I want to select here, and I'm going to right click here over the operating system. Yeah, it should not be fixed yet, so I want to show you the bug. As soon as I clicked, it selected it, and this is very annoying because I may want to just do something without changing the selection. For this we will see how to use the development version of RIDE, and we're going to just do that. So this is a bug, okay? It's selected automatically. For this, we're going to here to we're going to make this messy refresh of the window. So funny. Okay. So we go to here and we are going to check for upgrades. Okay, we have a new development version, and where it was, it gone. The delay is so big that okay, let's do it again. This time I'm gonna check for upgrade. Click. The window will close in some seconds. Okay, so I need to repeat this and click OK. So I'm going to install the development version where that specific bug is already fixed. This is the same that we could do on the command line, but we do it here. It's much easier. And we will see later that this is not just enough to install a development version. This a bunch of things that software tester must know how to solve. So it's a good exercise. While we wait. Okay, is already satisfied the requirements. Just RIDE needs to be updated. Taking much more time. So the upgrade is complete and is asking to close RIDE. That you're not still. So the window will close. I would say to close RIDE. Okay, I'm clicking OK. And it should close RIDE and should I don't remember if it restarts. Probably it should restart RIDE. Let's hope so. Okay, didn't start. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, so bad. We do an update and then it's broken. Okay. I need to improve this upgrade also. What? Yeah, it's too quick to see, so we need to here it is. Let's go to the browser. Okay, let's go to the wiki. ID press wiki. No. Yeah. Let's go to the frequent asked questions. Yeah. And let's go to the last question. Okay, so I need to click on this link. I need to fix this one. It's going to be my priority. Come on. My priority fix, because this is really bad user experience. I need to basically I need to download a zip archive and then extract in the location where is write. So I need this package here. By the way, this the forum is a very good place for you to ask questions and try to solve problems. Yeah. It downloaded. Very small package, small file. And I need to extract, and I don't know where to extract. It's so funny. Now I need to locate the Python. What? I need to locate Python, and I don't know where it is. Oh, shit. Idiot, eh? Hey, Microsoft, Windows. It's not on roaming, it's on local. Microsoft. Windows apps, so here it is. Let's see. Python Software Foundation, yes. And no items match, no more directories. Oh shit. Should have a directory. Common files maybe? No. Public? No. And no. So, totally lost. No way. One day I'll know where is Python. I was typing in the broken keyboard. Python 3.13. That's it. Folder. No, not the folder. Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. Just, I don't know. One day this will work. No. It's gonna take a long time. This is too much time for a recording, so we will stop here. Really, I'll stop here.